Before anyone come on my video and start disliking it, I'm just gonna say I'm going to speculate and discuss on if Final Fantasy 15 will be Game of the Year, a good game, a solid game, or will it turn out being garbage? That being said, I'm hop right into the video and on it.
Where are you now that I need you?
What is up, everybody? It's Avatar Yaya, and today we're talking about Final Fantasy 15. Will the game be good? Will the game suck? Will it be trash, or will it be really good? Today I'm gonna break it down to you, and I'm gonna break it down so that way everybody can try to understand. So if you guys recently remember a week ago, Final Fantasy 15 was delayed to November 29th, 2016. And they recently, a day after that announcement, gave us a master gameplay. It's like 53 minutes of gameplay. You'll see it in here, okay? And it showed off all the aspects of Final Fantasy 15 as much as it can in 60 minutes. And most developers don't even do that. Like, they don't even give you that much content until like a week before release. So I feel like Square Enix is confident enough that this game will be good and solid enough for its fans to enjoy and have fun. A lot of the fan base hates the combat, the action RPG style, because like you got games like Nier Automata that's coming out February that's made like Platinum. They're comparing it to Platinum Games and Lost Soul Aside, but at the end of the day, those two games are in a completely different genre and completely different playstyle than Final Fantasy 15. Those other two games I mentioned are pretty much hack and slashes and Dynasty at Warrior like games. They pretty much have faster gameplay because you're going to fight more enemies in a small compact area or a huge compact area or just one giant map compared to Final Fantasy 15 in a GTA like world. So there's going to be some restrictions made between both of those three games. Like I said, Final Fantasy 15, for the people that don't know, it's an action RPG. As games, people that hate on it are steady comparing it to Persona and Nier Automata and Lost Soul Aside. Persona is an RPG, if anything, and the other two are hack and slashes / Dynasty Warrior like games. And a lot of the Final Fantasy 15 community, or just Final Fantasy 15 people in general, are typically say Final Fantasy 15 sucks because of its gameplay, because it's kind of clunky and it's kind of weird. It does have some issues with the gameplay. I'm not going to sit here and straight up say to you guys like Final Fantasy 15 has the best action RPG gameplay of all time. If anything, I would probably have to say the Tales of franchise probably nails that down the most. It grasps it. It just needs to innovate with Tales of. That's a whole different video for a whole different day. And my issues with the Final Fantasy 15 gameplay is simply that you have 4 people and sometimes they oversaturate the area with enemies. And you know they don't make the enemies attack right or distribute right. They got 3 enemies attacking you and then everybody else is attacking just prompto. And then sometimes it feels like the AI is kind of slow and just you get overwhelmed by how many enemies are in a certain amount of area. And Final Fantasy 15 doesn't really need that. Understand, like, you could have multiple enemies because you have 4 characters, but they do need to tighten up the cooperation between Noctis and make the gameplay between the whole crew more smoother. Now, another issue, this is the biggest issue. Every Final Fantasy fan, every person that's been following this game, people that played Platinum Demo, Dusk Sky, played it at Gamescom, E3, whatever. This is the biggest issue, and people make jokes about this. They call it Final Frame Rate 15. Yes, Final Fantasy 15 is locked at 30 FPS, which is why everyone wants a PC version. I wish Square Enix would have dropped a PC version. It would have been way more enjoyable if they would have did that, because people would have probably been like, okay, the frame rate's bad. I can probably take off or, interpolate frames or whatever, however you do it on PC. I know you could take off the physics and stuff like that and take off the frames from 30 FPS and go to 60. Just make it go crazy, bro. Now, me personally, I don't have that issue with frame rate. I'm not too big on frame rate in games. Only in two genres I really care about frame rate. It's really important. Fighting games and shooters. Because, one, if you playing online, you got delay. Then you gotta mount for latency as well, like button latency or your TV latency. That's why a lot of people, I prefer to play video games on smaller screens because I like to make sure everything is precise as fucking possible. And with shooters, that one, if it had that damn frame rate problem while I'm shooting, we fighting, because I'm be losing my kill streak, and it's GG. Alright? And Final Fantasy 15 is one of those games where, like, the frame rate is bad because I think what they did was that they decreased the overall texture pops and things of that nature. The texture distance has gotten way smaller to accommodate for the frame rate. But in some areas of the fight, like, he'll do a move, and I feel like if you look at the master gameplay, most ending animations slow the game down completely, as instead of trying to make a finishing combo for killing off an enemy to hide the lag. You get what I'm saying? It's something that I've noticed recently. Like, you do a whole combo or you get close to an ending animation, it slows the game down, and then, like, it helps it, everything stay intact, and then everything works. And that's what Tabata's doing. He's giving us a day one patch. At least he's getting rid of a day one patch instead of people giving us broken games like Assassin's Creed Unity on launch. I'm just saying, if you're a Ubisoft fan, I played all Assassin's Creed but Syndicate, I think, and Liberation. I think those are two that I didn't play because I didn't want to. But no, I've played Syndicate. I have not played Assassin's Creed Liberation, and I've played all of Ubisoft games. I like Ubisoft games a lot. They have this feel to them, this open world feel that makes you get immersed in the game, and that's something 15 is really doing for me as well. They're good at putting people into these fantasy worlds, making them seem more westernized in this game. Whew, that was a lot. Alright, and I'm happy. Again, Tabata's getting rid of a day one patch. 10 gigabytes worth of shit that would probably been glitchy and been worse than Assassin's Creed Unity. They saved themselves some time, and they saved us some PS4 memory. So we gotta clap it up for Tabata. Alright. Now, my main issue with the game, besides that, is probably everything I've stated. I do not think Final Fantasy 15 will be a horrible or a bad game. If anything, sadly, the review that matters one of the most is GameSpot IGN. And it depends on how they review it, because to me, the games right now is looking at a solid 7, 7.8 and higher. That's how I see it. I'm not going to call the game the GOAT, but I know everything else about it gives me this more American Western feel with its own Japanese infused taste and traditional style of, development. And that's what something I like. Like, you got Noctis, who has a cool design, put in a cool world with cool weapons, and the way they interact with each other is so realistic. It gives me this emotion of like, dang, this is me and my friends every day in the car just chilling. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna probably captivate people really good with that. And one thing that Final Fantasy 15 looks like it's doing better than a lot of other games in the franchise is that the story doesn't seem too complex and too complicated to where if you don't play for a while, you can pick this shit back up. Because if you watch this master gameplay, you're probably looking at it and they're going to show some segments and I'm just going off on a whim. I'm reaching at theories. Do not say I'm right, but I'm going to say this, that they're most likely probably going to find out something about, the King Regis, blah 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 blah, and he has to go collect all the weapons around the land of Lucius. I can't even remember the name of the place right now, but it seems like we'll have a better, less convoluted, irritating story. I'm not saying that Final Fantasy stories are irritating, but in some degree, we ended up with Final Fantasy 13. And I'm done, and we out. Comment, subscribe, share this video, like, and I would say Nani, but I gotta upload this because I want to be